Stop. Before you walk into that security line, you need to hear this. A 71-year-old retired postal worker from Richmond showed up to Dulles Airport with the same driver's license he'd used for 30 years. The TSA turned him away at the checkpoint. No compliant ID, no boarding pass, no flight. He paid $45 for emergency identity verification and still almost missed his gate. His wife was already on the plane. Since May 2025, Real ID will be fully enforced, and since February 2026, TSA charges a non-refundable $45 fee if you show up without one. No senior exemptions, no exceptions. I'm breaking down the 7 checkpoint mistakes getting seniors stopped, searched, and delayed in 2026. And number 1, it's costing travelers entire vacations. Number 7, showing up without a real ID and paying the price. Look, this isn't a warning anymore. It's the law. Since May 7th, 2025, every domestic flight in America requires a real ID-compliant driver's license, a passport card, or a military ID. That old license without the gold star in the corner? It's now a souvenir. It won't get you past the checkpoint. And here's what changed in February 2026. If you show up without a compliant ID, TSA now offers an online identity verification system called Confirm.id. Sounds helpful, right? It costs $45. Non-refundable, even if the verification fails. And the process takes anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes while you're standing there watching your boarding time tick away. A 68-year-old from Albuquerque didn't realize her license wasn't Real ID compliant. She'd renewed it online during COVID and never went to the DMV. At the checkpoint, she was told she couldn't proceed. She paid the $45 fee, waited 22 minutes for verification, and made her flight by 4 minutes. The couple behind her? They didn't make theirs. Here's your fix. Check your license right now. Look for the star in the upper corner. No star? Go to your DMV or, even easier, just use your passport for domestic flights. A passport card is $65, fits in your wallet, and works at every TSA checkpoint in America. Rule of thumb: no star, no flight. Check it today, not the morning of your trip. Think that's stressful? Wait until you see what happens when your body sets off the scanner. Number 6. Metal implants and joint replacements without a game plan. All right, if you've had a hip replacement, a knee replacement, metal rods, screws, or a pacemaker, you already know the scanner is going to light up. That's not the mistake. The mistake is not telling the TSA before you step into the machine. Every single time a body scanner flags an anomaly, the officer has to investigate. If you haven't said a word, they don't know if it's a titanium hip or something else. You get pulled aside. You get a full pat-down. Sometimes they swab your hands for explosive residue, and the whole time, you're standing there in your socks while 40 people watch. A 73-year-old from Fort Worth had bilateral knee replacements. She walked into the scanner without saying anything. Both knees lit up. She got a full pat-down, a hand swab, and a bag check. Total delay, 25 minutes. She told me afterward, "I've had these knees for 6 years. I just forgot to mention it." Here's your action plan. Before you step into the scanner, tell the officer, "I have a metal implant in my left hip or wherever it is." That's it. They'll note it, and when the scanner flags that exact area, they already know what it is. The pat-down is faster, lighter, and sometimes skipped entirely. The magic phrase: "I'd like to inform you I have a medical implant. It's a hip, knee, pacemaker on my left, right side." Insider move. Carry your surgeon's implant card in your wallet. Most orthopedic surgeons provide one after surgery. It won't skip the screening, but it speeds up the resolution dramatically. Number 5. Leaving your CPAP in the bag, the 45-minute mistake. Listen, this one is costing seniors more time at checkpoints than almost anything else. CPAP machines. Millions of seniors travel with them, and almost everyone packs them wrong. A CPAP has a dense motor, tubing, and sometimes a small water reservoir. To a TSA X-ray scanner, that combination looks suspicious. Wires, dense metal, and liquid traces, it's basically a checklist of things that trigger a secondary inspection. A 70-year-old from Orlando packed his CPAP inside his carry-on, zipped it up, and sent it through the scanner. The bag was immediately pulled. The officer had to unpack everything, clothes, toiletries, medications, to get to the CPAP buried at the bottom. Then they swabbed it for explosives. Then they rescanned it separately. Total time, 47 minutes. He missed his connection to Cancun. The fix is simple, but almost nobody does it. Remove your CPAP from your bag completely before it goes on the conveyor belt. Place it in its own bin, just like a laptop. And here's the critical detail most people miss. Empty the water reservoir completely. Even a teaspoon of residual water triggers the liquid detection algorithm, and suddenly you're in a full secondary screening. Here's what you say. I have a medical device, a CPAP machine. I've removed it and it's in its own bin. Pro tip, even if you have TSA PreCheck, take the CPAP out. PreCheck lets you keep laptops in your bag at some airports, but CPAP machines are dense enough to override that benefit. Don't risk it. But this next mistake is the one that catches even the most careful travelers. Number 4, wearing the wrong clothes and triggering every alarm. This sounds basic. It's not. What you wear to the airport directly determines how fast or how slow you get through security. And seniors are the most common offenders because comfort clothing often means metal clothing. Metal belt buckles, underwire bras, decorative buttons, steel toe shoes, money belts, knee braces with metal supports. Every single one of these will set off the body scanner or the metal detector, and every single flag means a pat-down. A 66-year-old from Pittsburgh wore her favorite cardigan with decorative metal buttons, a support belt with a metal clasp, and orthopedic shoes with steel shanks. She set off the scanner 3 separate times, 3 pat-downs, 3 delays. By the time she cleared security, her boarding group had already finished. Here's your system. The night before your flight, lay out your airport outfit and run a magnet over every piece. If the magnet sticks, that item stays home. Wear slip-on shoes with no metal. Swap the underwire bra for a sports bra or wireless option. Leave the money belt in your carry-on until you're past security. Rule of thumb. Dress like you're going through a metal detector because you are. If it beeps at home, it beeps at the airport. Here's where most seniors get completely blindsided. Number 3. Not knowing the rules change by airport in 2026. This is the one nobody's talking about, and it's creating massive confusion. In 2026, TSA is running multiple generations of scanning equipment across different airports. Some airports have brand new CT scanners. Others are still using older X-ray machines, and the rules are literally different depending on which machine you walk up to. At airports with new CT scanners like ATL, LAX, JFK, you can keep your laptop in your bag. You can keep your liquids in your bag. Some lanes even let you keep your shoes on. But at smaller regional airports still running older equipment, laptops come out, liquids come out, shoes come off. Same country, same TSA. Completely different rules. A 69-year-old couple from Sacramento flew out of their local airport where they kept everything in their bags. No issues. On the return flight from O'Hare, they did the same thing. Both bags got pulled. Both got secondary screening. They argued with the officer. But we didn't have to do this at our airport. The officer's response? Different equipment, different rules. Your protection plan. When you approach the checkpoint, look at the signs posted at the lane entrance. They'll tell you exactly what needs to come out. Don't assume. Don't rely on what worked last time. Read the signs every single time. Insider move. If you see a lane with a large tunnel-shaped scanner instead of a flat conveyor belt, that's likely a CT scanner. Those lanes are faster and more forgiving. Choose them when you can. All right, quick pause. These last 2 mistakes are the ones that cost seniors the most time, the most stress, and sometimes the most money at TSA checkpoints in 2026. If this is helping you, hit that like button right now. Subscribe so you catch every travel warning I put out. Now, here's number 2. Number 2, packing medical liquids with your toiletries. I covered this in my medication video, but it's so important I'm saying it again because this single mistake causes more bag searches for seniors than anything else at TSA. Medical liquids, insulin, liquid prescriptions, cough syrup, prescription creams, gel ice packs are completely exempt from the 3.4-ounce rule. No size limit. You can bring a full bottle of liquid medication through security, but only if you separate it and declare it. The problem? Most seniors toss their prescription cough syrup right next to their shampoo in the same toiletry bag. The scanner can't tell the difference between medically exempt liquids and regular toiletries, so it flags the whole bag. A 74-year-old from Minneapolis packed her liquid heart medication inside her toiletry kit. The scanner flagged oversized liquids. The officer pulled the entire bag, unpacked everything, and individually screened each item. She stood there for 35 minutes while her prescription eye drops, her face cream, and her heart medication were all tested. Everything was legal, but the delay almost cost her the flight. Here's exactly what to do. Pack all medical liquids in their own separate clear bag, not with toiletries. When you place your bins on the conveyor, hand the medical bag directly to the officer and say, "These are medically exempt liquids, and they're separated for screening." The magic phrase, "I'm declaring medically necessary liquids. They're in a separate bag for your convenience." That one sentence changes the entire interaction. You go from suspicious to cooperative in 2 seconds. Number 1. Not knowing TSA gives seniors free help and it's costing you everything. This is the biggest mistake on this entire list. Not because it triggers a scanner, not because it gets your bag searched, but because it's a free service designed specifically for you, and almost nobody uses it. It's called TSA Cares. It's a free helpline. You call 72 hours before your flight, tell them your needs. Mobility issues, medical devices, hearing aids, medications, wheelchair assistance, and they assign a passenger support specialist to meet you at the checkpoint. That specialist walks you through every step. They explain what's coming. They communicate with the officers on your behalf. They make sure your CPAP, your medications, your implant cards, all of it is handled correctly the first time. A 76-year-old from San Diego had never flown alone after her husband passed. She was terrified of security. Her daughter called TSA Cares 3 days before the flight. When her mother arrived at the checkpoint, a specialist was waiting. They walked her through the scanner, helped her with her bags, and got her to the gate with 40 minutes to spare. She called her daughter crying, not from stress, but from relief. And here's something almost no one knows. If you're 75 or older, you automatically receive most TSA pre-check screening benefits for free. You can keep your shoes on. You can keep your light jacket on. No enrollment, no $78 fee. It's automatic based on your age. Here's your action plan. Save this number in your phone right now, 855-787-2227. That's TSA Cares. Call 72 hours before every flight. It costs nothing. It changes everything. Pro tip: even if you don't think you need help, call anyway. Having a specialist aware of your medical devices and medications before you arrive means fewer surprises, fewer delays, and zero stress. This is the one thing that ties every mistake on this list together. Every flag, every delay, every pat-down, most of them could be smoother, faster, or avoided entirely if you just make that one phone call. Now getting through TSA is only half the battle. What happens when you actually board that plane? That's where most seniors lose money they didn't even know they were spending. A 72-year-old from Phoenix paid $340 in hidden airline fees on a single round trip. Seat selection, baggage, priority boarding, charges she never saw until her credit card statement arrived. Most travelers don't realize airlines redesigned their fee structure in 2026, and it's draining hundreds from seniors every flight. Watch Hidden Airline Fees Costing Seniors Hundreds in 2026 next. It's right here. Don't fly until you see this. See you there.